In 1950, I was a teenager living on 92nd Street near Riverside Drive, the Upper West Side of New York City. If you've been to Manhattan, you will know that this is a very pleasant neighborhood. Back then, the neighborhood was melting pot. Many of my friends were Jewish. I attended Jewish summer camp, and the Holocaust still loomed large in their family memories. One summer, I became friends with a Lithuanian boy named Larry who hung out all the time, and I even went to his house for meals. During a dinner, Larry's father would regale me with a story of his family charity work back in Europe and told me the vodka was a good cure for cold, a Russian remedy. The family was in some form of export and import business, and my father even entertained the possibility of doing business with them. Larry's mother was very quiet and rarely spoke. She worked as a seamstress at home, modifying clothing for neighbors. As I was a curious person, once I wandered into Larry's father's office. Larry quickly shepherded me out and said that no one is allowed to be in there. Otherwise, everything seems normal. Larry's parents even took Larry and me to see my first French movie, Le Ronde, one of the few movies in the 1950s to contain overtly sexual themes. I think Larry's parents were interested in the movie as Le Ronde was sanctioned by the New York State Authority, and the film distributor had to go to the Supreme Court to overturn the ban. It may not even be R-rated today, as he won a British Academy Award and was nominated for 2 Oscars that year. Anyway, it stimulated me to see more foreign movies in my teenage years. Larry really wanted to fit into American society and said that they don't have a tree to celebrate Christmas because they were Jewish. Strange, as we were not believers and we had a tree. Once I started commute locally to Stuyvesant High School with much schoolwork, which drifted apart until one day I came home from school and turned on the TV, and there they were, Larry's parents, plastered all over the news as Soviet spies. It turned out that Larry's parents, Jack Sobel, his mother and uncle, were Lithuanians, but Russians living in U.S. as undercover spies. Wow. You can imagine my family's shock. In today's atmosphere with the China Project, etc., you would be expecting the FBI will be all over our family. But here's the interesting part. Given my relationship, we expect the FBI to knock on our door any day to interview us. But nothing happened. I thought then perhaps my dad was an ex-official with the ROC and thus present no threat. Or then was China was so poor and there were so few of us Chinese Americans, the FBI did not consider us much of a threat. Later, I learned that U.S. had a secret program, Venona, cracking Soviet code since 1943, and they probably knew a lot more about the Sobels and their activities before they were arrested. So we were not bothered. As for Larry, the news said he had no idea about his parents' secret life. FBI took care of him and he vanished, presumably with a new name and a new life. I never saw him again. There is a TV show, America, which you may have seen on ABC. It's about a sleeper Russian spy family in America in the 1970s. The children were also unaware that their parents were spies. It's dramatic, full of action. Real life, though, real spies crave the ordinary. They don't want drama. They just want to blend in. And believe it or not, sometimes the truth in real life proceeds as fiction by decades.